Charlotte has a new professional sports team, Carolina Ascent FC, Women's Professional Soccer. Now, let's slide through QCB's Coach's Corner and see who he's kicking it up with today.
That's right, we're in the building, man. Coach's Corner, QCB on Fox Sports Radio Charlotte. No coach in the building today, but we have one of the star players of the Carolina Ascent, the women's professional soccer team, hailing from Cornelius, defender number 4, Miss Vickie Bruce. What's going on?
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Man, first that smile is almost as awesome as mine, so that's pretty dope. Listen, you made history. You made history in game 1. Actually, I talked to Mayor Valau's, and your statue's on its way. So we're so you gotta send them a photo. What you want, and we're going to get that thing done for you. But, man, thank you for stopping by. I know you're so busy, and he's coming by. There's a brand-new league going on right now, and you're a professional soccer player. You're 30 years young, look good out there kicking butt on the soccer field. Tell me, how does it feel to be the position you are in right now?
Oh, I'm on cloud 9. I mean, cloud like 100 if there's, right. I don't know how many clouds there are.
Right.
No, it's a dream come true, really.
Yeah.
Just being here, being able to play in Charlotte, this is where I'm from, this is
Absolutely.
my hometown. And then to be able to be a part of history, not just as like the first women's professional team here in the last, decade or so, ever since I think it was the Sting.
Yeah, the Sting, yeah.
And then, to also be part of history as the first ever goal scorer.
Yes.
I don't usually score often. I'm a defender. So
Right.
to score one is like so cool. And then to score the first ever was insane.
Now, Vickie, take us through that score. Take us through that. Like, give us back to the you gotta do like super play-by-play, but just get like set up.
Okay.
Like where you were and how it happened. Just walk us through that.
Okay, so there was a free kick, and our left outside back was taking the kick, Renee, and she puts the ball in and puts it in really well, lofted back post, and the other center back, Ani, she has this amazing heads it across the frame, and then it's kind of bouncing between me and Audrey, of one of the forwards, and I just kind of bobbled it and did everything I could to just make sure it saw the back of the net. I think I was within like 5 yards of the goal. And then I kind of blacked out. I don't remember a second or two. You can see on the film, you're like, oh, wait, what did she do? And then I'm like, yeah! Like, it took a second to realize what just happened.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things that you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to score right here. But, like, no way that ever happens. And then you did it, and I was right in front of all the cameras, and I don't remember.
It's everywhere. You didn't have time to come up with some type of celebration, Tiger Woods fist pump or nothing like that.
No, it was just immediate, like, after the 1 or 2 seconds of blackout, like, what just happened, then realizing what happened, and then the whole crowd going crazy, all my teammates going around me. Like, we just put up this big poster in the locker room, and it's this great photo, and everyone's so happy. The joy on our faces is, like, unmatched. You can't replicate that.
That's awesome, man. Like you run 5 steps and slide. I mean, you couldn't because you were so in the moment. You were so in the moment of that situation. Then you got over 10,000 screaming fans. Y'all sold Memorial Stadium out, man. That was awesome. That's why I'm glad we partnered up. So we could help get them people out there in them seats, and it's working well. And so tell me about this. Tell me, you become famous now. You become famous, and you get cousins you never knew. The ticket request. How's the ticket request been for you?
It's been pretty cool. I have a lot of friends and people throughout my life that like maybe I lost touch with that are reaching back out, and it's so cool. It's like,
right.
Hey. No. Oh.
Yeah, they've been kind of reaching back out, and you hadn't heard from them in a while, and then you scored this historic goal, and now you got these texts coming back to your phone.
Yeah, no, it's
getting DM now, as they say.
It's so great though to just reconnect with people, because you meet so many people throughout your life, and then to be able to be an inspiration or someone for little girls to look up to.
Absolutely.
And then to have like your friends that knew you when you were 6 or 7 before this was even a possibility.
Yes.
So now they come and support you, and you're like, oh my gosh, you knew me when this was like in the first stage of happening, when I was only playing U12, U13, and now we're here professionally, and it's just such a cool feeling. Like, ugh.
I had 3 of your teammates in here. I remember their first names. I had Jill in here. I had Cannon in here from Charlotte as well, and I had Jada in here as well. Now, you and Cannon, did y'all ever cross paths?
We crossed paths. We played for the same club, but we were different age groups.
Okay.
So we like sometimes trained together when they would have forwards, midfielders, defenders, kind of from all the like ECNL teams train in one area. But she was never like on my team.
Right.
And then in Australia, we both played against each other. And then she also played in the private school leagues, and I did too when I played at Cannon. So.
Now, does the Outback Steakhouse in Australia taste like the one in the States?
I actually don't think I've been to Outback in the States, but I did go. It was my pregame. It was my pregame meal every night before Australia games, and I loved it. It was so good.
That's what I was going to ask you about your pregame meals. Segue. Your pregame meals. How was your pregame meals and your pregame ritual? So you were using Australia, y'all would hit Outback, right?
Yeah, so me and a couple teammates would go to Outback, but that's
we'll
not...
throw another shrimp on the Barbie, but go ahead.
That's not my usual. My usual routine is I have a very, strict thing I follow. So 2 days before the game, I do, an hour in level 7 on my Normatex.
All right.
And then 1 day before the game, I do 45 minutes, level 5 on my Normatex. I also take an Epsom salt bath.
Okay.
That's very, warm and hot. I have a recovery, rehydration drink the 2 nights before and the night before and the day of. And then the night before, I always have a really big pasta dish with bread and just kind of load up on carbs because I know I'm going to be going to the bathroom a lot the next day with all my nerves. So I need to make sure I still have some stuff in there. And then I always have a baked good the night before. So the last 2 games I had crumb cake and we won and tied. So I might have to do that again. It's kind of whatever you play well with. Oh, it's definitely the dessert's doing, Yeah. So you gotta make it again. And and then the day of, I take a hot shower. I stretch in the shower. I shave everywhere. Look good, feel good.
Absolutely, play good.
Your face washes, your masks, your plucking, your tweezing. Just getting everything ready to go.
Gotta look good out there. Got to.
And then I have plain chicken with plain pasta and plain bread 3.5 hours before, and then a pre-workout before the game and some gummies right before and halftime a gel. It is down to a science of what I figured out.
The way you just detailed, I could tell, that you're not only you're serious about what you do, but you got your pregame rich so detailed from your workouts to how you relax and when you like I say the bath salt to what you eat. You're so detailed. And you telling me with no blemish. I do this. You going down the line.
Yeah. I want to
do you ever add something new? Rarely or not really?
Usually. I try to kind of keep it almost identical. Obviously, when you have away games, you can't necessarily control some of it. So
right.
Adjust as best as you can.
So would you consider your rituals, are you superstitious? Or you could just separate it? I'm not superstitious. This is just what I do.
I'm a little superstitious.
Okay.
But it's more of what I do. Because, you have to also kind of be willing to adjust, adapt on the fly because things aren't always going to go how you want them to.
Because the carpet, your foot's on the line, but don't worry about it. But I like that, though. I like that, Vickie. We got my girl in the building, defender, man, Vickie Bruce. You don't know her number. Her number is number 4, and she's from this area, man, and she scored the first goal for the Carolina Ascent. Here's a question. You said something about tying, and it's the same question I'm going to ask Coach Poole when he gets here. Now, losing sucks, we know that, but as a professional athlete in the sport you play, and ties, but more importantly in soccer, ties, do that make you even more upset or the same, upset level, or oh man, we tied than a loss would?
It's tough to say. I think a loss is much more... In terms of points, and when you look at the table, it's obviously much more hurtful to have a loss than a tie. Because a tie, you still get a point. A loss, you get nothing.
Okay, so you educating me.
But in terms of how you feel afterwards, anything that's not a win, you're just not satisfied with. And sometimes even when you get the win, if you didn't play your best, personally or as a team, you also still might be thinking, you know what, we got those points, but we can do better. This was not our best. We got kind of lucky or this or that, and you just always kind of want to step it up. You never be content, or else you won't get any better.
Are you looking to score more now?
I'd love to score more. We'll see if it happens. But
now you said after the game, you said the moment didn't sink into after the game when people were screaming your name and asking for autographs. Man, have you got your autograph signature down yet?
Yeah, I have. I actually had to make a new one because it was I used to just write my name all out, and it took too long. So now I have a nice, cool one that I'm making sure I do for everyone here in North Carolina. And even people from my high school came out that I didn't even overlap with, but my high school got a big group of people to come, and they all brought my giant head, and it was just the coolest thing.
Damn, what high school you went to?
Cannon.
Yeah.
So it was just awesome to see not only your giant head, but then signs, and then 10,500 people screaming. It was just out of this world, and to have all these little kids running up to me after the game. I've signed a couple autographs here and there, but I'm not going, Vickie, knowing my name and who I am. I felt so special, and I felt like our city's really prioritizing and respecting and appreciating that these female athletes, and it's just so great to be a part of that.
And you know what? Like I said to Coach Poole, that it's enough fanfare in Charlotte for everyone, for y'all to shine. You know, of course, we got the Panthers, Hornets, the Knights, even the Charlotte Checkers. You know, but it's definitely enough fanfare for you guys. As we seen it, we saw evidence of it, but we got to keep that going. And I want you to keep doing what you're doing, man. I think it's great. I'm excited for it. Even we was a partnership. I came to the game, so I was trying to wait on you guys, but you guys was on the field. Fireworks was going crazy. Well, let's keep that thing going. And I want you to keep doing what you're doing. And have you ever thought about, can you play goalie? Or you don't even mess with the goalie stuff?
I played goalie when I was young, because I was the only one that volunteered to do it. But I'm gonna leave that to Meg. She's very good.
Right. That's something about you athletes, man. You people don't know, like, when y'all was younger, like, you have quarterbacks who's wide receivers or defensive linemen who was running backs, now they linebackers. You never know what you guys' athletic background once you get to the professional level, or you say, you know what, your coach say, I want you to be here. So what type of coach is Coach Poole compared to the other coaches?
I actually had Coach Poole as a coach a little bit growing up, so I kind of knew of
Wow.
him. Yeah, so small world, full circle. He is honestly such a great guy, but then he's just so smart and intelligent when it comes to knowing the game and knowing his players and getting the most out of us. And he really treats us all like he knows how this person needs to be spoken to, how this person needs to be spoken to, how to push this one, how to, maybe pat in the back this
Of
one.
course.
It's honestly, it's really incredible to watch. He's a good manager. He's a good football player himself. And then to coach us, he just does really well. And it's, he makes going to training every day fun. At the end of the day, it's a job, and it's very hard, very tiring, especially in the heat that's been there recently. But it's an honor to play for him, and all the girls just love going to work.
How hard you go in practice?
We go very hard. Even our light days are usually like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, and it's a lot of stuff off the field, not necessarily just when you're at the facilities. Yes, you're on the field, but you're also doing lots of film, watching all the other teams and what they're doing, and you're doing strategies, and then you're doing your own plays and ways to maximize what you're going to be doing on the weekend. And then on top of that, we have ice baths, and we have partnerships with some people throughout Charlotte where we're doing recovery things all the time. So it's kind of like a never ending. You're just always waiting for that weekend, and then you're finally getting the game, which is what you've worked all week for, and you're just buzzing by that time. So
absolutely. As a matter of fact, go to the tickets, carolinascent.com. The next game is actually Friday, September 6th, 7:30 against Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Right, Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. Tomorrow. That's right. So make sure y'all check in the game tomorrow. One of your best parts of your job is coming to chill with your boy QCB for a few minutes and on Fox Spors Radio Charlotte. So I appreciate you. Before I get you up out of here, when you was in Australia, did you try to go find out where Hugh Jackman lived at?
I did not find out where he lived. I do like him, though. He's great.
Well, if you know where Margot Robbie live at, let me know. We got my girl Vickie Bruce in here, and I want to say I appreciate it. Continue to kick ass out there and go get that dub tomorrow night. And don't forget, see this Charlotte surrounding areas tomorrow night. Memorial Stadium, American Legion Memorial Stadium. They playing Fort Lauderdale at 7:30. 7:30. Go to the website, carolinascent.com. I got the fresh bucket hat. I got this nice merchandise on the website. And let's continue to sort the continue to support these beautiful ladies right here in Charlotte. And I want to say I appreciate you, Vickie, and keep doing your thing out there. Yeah. And give me a bicycle kick, will you? Have you ever done one?
I have done one.
You have done one?
I scored one in Sweden. Yeah, it was the coolest thing ever. That was another moment. I was like, what just happened?
That's the hardest thing to do in sports. I've been doing sports talk radio since 2000. I'll tell everybody, I don't care a home run, I don't care who's on the mound, a return a kickoff, a punt return for a the hardest thing in sports, I've always said this, not just because you're sitting here, is a bicycle kick. You're upside down, and not only you're upside down and kicking it, you got to kick it with some force to get it in there.
Yeah, and you could theoretically just, do a bicycle, but it probably wouldn't be helpful in anything. You could just stand there and go on your back doing it. But no, I somehow popped it up to myself and did my own little bike, and it
awesome.
Wasn't hit very well, but the goalie was off her line, so it just went over her and went in, and it was just like,
oh man,
whoa.
I'm gonna call Paris. You should win your gold medal for that. That was awesome. All right, I got my girl Vickie Bruce in here representing the Carolina Set. Make sure you check them out tomorrow night, 7:30. Fort Lauderdale is in town at Memorial Stadium, the Carolina Set. Vickie, I appreciate you coming through, man. Hollering with your boy QCB.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, we out.